Kia ora, welcome to the young people of the Catholic Parish of Wanganui, whichever school you're in. I'm Father Vaughan Leslie, and as you know, you've been watching videos for the last term. Now, this is my last video before I come back into your schools, which I am so excited about. It'll be so wonderful to get back, to be able to see you all in person, and to wander around the school and to hear what you're up to. Anyway, this is our last video, and a special video which I thought I'd do from St. Anne's Church. And just behind me, over my shoulder, you can see St. Joseph and the child Jesus. But this church here, we're very fortunate, that has a whole lot of images around the wall called the Stations of the Cross. Now, in a few weeks' time, we're going to celebrate Easter. But before Easter, when Jesus rose from the dead, we had his cross, how he met the end of his life. Now, of course, it was a very, very sad way. People didn't understand who he was. They thought he was telling lies, that he wasn't the Son of God. And because of this, they wanted to get rid of him. So they put him on a cross until he would die. But he rose again on the third day. You can't keep a good man down. And so today I want to take you on a little journey of the last few hours of his life here at St. Anne's Church with our Stations of the Cross. Now, as you know, I'm not that good with the camera, so if I shake it a bit and things like that, I'm sure you can forgive me. Anyway, I might just see if I can change a little setting to make it a little bit more steady, but, well, no, I can't. So anyway, let's start. So let's head around to our first Station of the Cross. And you can see they're actually all over the walls behind me and on the other side of the church too. The sun's a bit bright there, but they're over there. Okay, so let's come to our first station, of which there are 14. And the first station is Jesus being condemned to death. Very sad. And here we see Jesus, and he's standing before Pilate, who is the judge. And so here there's a soldier in the background with a sword, and here they condemn Jesus to death, the first station. As we move on, we come to the second station, and here we see that Jesus is given his cross to carry. It looks really heavy, doesn't it? Really heavy. The soldier gives it to him and says, "You carry this." Not an easy thing to do. As he walks along on the weight of the cross, we come to the third station. And here, Jesus struggles. He collapses under the weight of the cross and he falls to the ground. But the soldiers make him get up and keep on going. And so we move to the fourth station. And Jesus at this station meets someone very special to him. He meets his mother Mary. They embrace and she says goodbye. He keeps on walking. The fifth station. And here Jesus struggles. He really does, and he needs help. And so Simon of Cyrene is called to help him carry his cross. The sixth station. Jesus meets a woman. Her name is Veronica. And she wipes his face with a cloth. We see here, she wipes his face. He is sweating. He is so tired and exhausted. But he keeps carrying his cross and keeps on going until the seventh station, where it is again too much, and he falls. But the soldiers won't let him rest. They won't let him stop. They won't let him take a break to catch his breath. Instead, he has to keep on going. And he does this because he loves us. And he wants us to carry our cross too. When it gets heavy, he wants us to know that he is there to help us. Maybe at times when we want to give up, we find something too difficult. We only have to think of him carrying his cross out of love for us and know that he is always happy to help us carry the cross. And so we now come to the 8th station, and it's a bit tricky, so I'm going to have to turn around to see where I'm going. And it's really good we walk with Christ in these stations because that's exactly what he had to do. We come to the 8th station. And here, Jesus meets some other people, some women, the weeping women of Jerusalem. And he tells them not to cry for him, but for those who do not know him. We come to the 9th station. And here, Jesus collapses. He has no more life in him. He is totally exhausted. And at this point, they strip him of his clothing and prepare to lay him on the cross, not for a rest, not for a break, but to sadly crucify him. And it's at this point that he is nailed to the cross and made to suffer for love of us, in his agony and in his pain. And on the cross, he gives up his life. He hands his soul and his spirit and his body over to God, and he dies for love of us. At this point, he has no more life in his body, and his dead body is given back to his mother, from where his body came from when he was a little child. And she takes his body and places it in a tomb. And here Christ is laid to rest until he will rise again on the 3rd day. And so this is the journey of the stations of the cross, my brothers and sisters. And on Easter Day, a few days after his death, he rose again with tremendous energy and life out of love for us, so that one day we might rise to life with him when our earthly life comes to an end. Well, look, I hope you've enjoyed these videos that I've done this term. I really do look forward to seeing you in your schools soon. And remember, as you go on your school holidays, it's not just about holidays. The reason we're having one at Easter is because of Christ's death and resurrection and love for us. Okay, you take care, everyone. We'll see you in your classroom soon. Bye-bye now.